Now we finished placing the door in the current system panel here. Now we're going to change the exterior current system to style with some mullions. So we're just going to click on this guy and then use, actually before we click on it, we just put my mouse over this and then using the tab key until you see all three current system is highlighted. And then I'm going to change this to the storefront style. If we zoom in, you can see that now it has mullions. And we're going to do the same thing for these guys. So we're going to tap, put my mouse over it, tap, pick, and then change it all to storefront. Now these are corner mullions, so we can actually clean it up later on. So how to clean up these corner mullions? So let's take a look. So we're going to look at it from isometric view. And we're just going to pick a corner here and then go back to reset temporary high isolate. Now I'm going to tap to select one of the mullions. I'm going to unpin it and then delete it. Again, with the mullion at the top here, same thing. Unpin and then delete it. We only want to delete the corner mullion from one current system, not both. Okay, so we're going to click, highlight this, and then delete it. And then delete this corner mullion. And now we're going to click on this mullion and then unpin it, and then we're going to go to the rectangular mullion. We're going to try to use the quad mullion so that it'll become a square mullion that will mitigate the two current system. So this become a corner mullion. So I can click on this mullion again, unpin, and then change the type to quad mullion. So we just go up to this, tap again, unpin, and then change the type. So that's the process for cleaning up the mullion on the corner of this current system. So you can do the same thing on this corner, and then you can do the same thing for this junction here. So use a quad mullion, so it can be butt up to 3 horizontal mullion. Now after cleaning up the outside corner mullion, we're going to look at how to adjust the current system to fit the building that we are putting it on. You can see that the floor level and the mullion, horizontal mullion, are not lining up correctly. So we're going to look at how to fix that. Now to adjust the current system to work with our floor-to-floor level, first we have to adjust the style of the current system. So if we click on one of the current system, and then we're going to go to the edit type. Now in the type property of this current system, the horizontal grid spacing is 2.4 meter, and we know that our floor-to-floor level is 3.8 meters. So we're going to change that to 3.8 meter first, and then we're going to leave that spacing vertically to be 5 feet. We're going to select apply, you can see that now the current system is lining up with the floor level. So it's lining up with the basically the edge of the floor slab level. So let's just take a look at what it looks like in sections. So if we go to our level 1 plan, and then we take a look at this section here, this wall section, right mouse, go to view. You can see that our current system is basically right at the edge of the concrete slab here. So that's fine. And now we need to set up another set of mullion here so we can turn this segment of the current system to be spandrel panel, and then we can have the ceiling across this. Now we're going to toggle back to 3D view and look at the current panel from an elevation perspective and modify it from that perspective. And we're going to highlight this, and then we're just going to work on this panel first, and then we're going to propagate the changes onto these 3 panels later on. So we're going to select, actually we highlight this current system, we're going to isolate it first, isolate element, and we're going to double click on the backside of this view cube to look at it in elevation view. So we go to architecture and then curtain grid, and then we're going to create a new curtain grid at let's say 3 meters or 2.8 meters. Let's try to do it at 2.8 meters. So I place my grid here. I can just place my mouse over the edge of the current system. I can pick, it create a grid line. Then I can go in here, click on the temporary dimension. I can say just type in 2800 to be at 2.8 meters. And then it populated another current grid here, so I can do the same thing here again on the second floor. Just pick a point and then edit the temporary dimension to be 2800. Do the same thing on the third floor and change that dimension to be 2800. Okay, so we finish creating additional grid. Now we just need to change these group of current panel to a different type of panel. So I'm just going to select by window, and I'm going to go to filter and then check none, and then only select current panel 33, select OK, and then I'm going to unpin it from this icon here. So it's all unpinned, and I'm going to go to my property palette, click on the property tab here, and change it to the glaze type to a solid type panel. So I'm going to do the same thing for the second and third row. So highlight this using window, using filter, check none, current panel, select OK, and then unpin. And then from the type drop down, select solid panel. Again, we're going to do the same thing here. So filter, check none, current panel, select OK, unpin them, and then you can change the type to solid panel. Now if we look back from the isometric view, and then we're going to from temporary high isolate, reset temporary high isolate. Now you can see the process on how to make adjustment to the current panel system to accommodate the full level of this model.